I bought the cheapest Mac Studio on eBay, and in this video, we're gonna unbox it, test it out, tear it down, and see if it's any good. So by the way, this is the 512 gigabyte version, the M1 Studio, the one that came out a couple years ago, so it's not the brand new one, so there's a lot of these floating around that are used or refurbished, and this one is technically used in like new condition. Of course, we're gonna open it up, check it out, see if it is, and paid about $12.70 for this, I believe, which is, like I said, the cheapest thing on eBay, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. All right, so the first thing I didn't, wait, no way. This side of the Mac Studio was just banging against the side in transit. And there is a power cord in here, okay. I think it said it included an HDMI cable, but I don't see one. Let me check and see what the listing said. Okay, to be fair, it doesn't say HDMI cable, it says desktop and power cable, and I'll show the description on the screen, but it's a pretty generic description, which is why it's kind of sketchy, cheap. There's a bunch of them available. They put these pictures on here that they look like real pictures, but like I said, there was like 20 available, so they're clearly not real pictures. But let's just take a closer look at this thing here. And starting on top, it actually doesn't look too bad, but my main concern here is, why is there a random piece of tape? Like they couldn't bother to just peel this piece of tape off. Like that's a bad sign to me. It's a little bit beat up on the side, honestly, probably from the issue in transit, of course, with having no padding. The top is a little bit dusty and stuff, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad for the way it was packaged. Of course, you got your SD card slot, you got two USB-C, and here in the back, you got your power cable, Ethernet, bunch of USB-C ports and all that good stuff. And yeah, just a little background. We're buying another Mac Studio here for another employee that's coming into work, so we already have one, needed another one, and don't need the full power of the M2, so we got the M1 Max 512 gigabyte version. It's not a refurbished unit, so I don't expect it to be like fully cleaned on the inside, but we'll open it up later anyway and see what's going on inside of there. But let's go ahead and plug this thing in and just see if it works. All right, so we got the Mac Studio plugged in, and something I failed to mention before is they included a third-party power cable, which is not a big deal, except for the fact that the original Mac Studio power cable is actually very nice. It's like a braided type cable. We'll show some B-roll here, but let's go ahead and turn it on and see if it turns on. So our power buttons here on the back left, and okay, cool. We got life there. The speakers work. Oh, there it is. All right, that was actually pretty quick. Cool, so we are booted up now. Let's go ahead and we'll pair all this stuff and get it set up. We are a professional company making videos. The other thing I want to do here is the smell test. Let's see if there's any kind of weird exhaust coming out of here. It actually does smell a little strange. Not gonna lie. Let me do a comparison here. Let me compare to our Mac Studio currently in the office and see if it smells the same. No, that smells a whole lot cleaner. So I'm not sure what kind of environment that was used in, but it just like has that musty, maybe a cigarette smell to it, maybe. It didn't smell like cigarettes when I pulled it out of the box, but just like, that doesn't smell good. Why don't you go take a whiff of it and see what you think.
Ugh.
It just smells wrong.
It's like cardboardy. It's not good.
All right, guys, so we're gonna kind of figure this out together here. We got a Cinebench downloaded here. We're gonna try to run some stress tests here and see if we can get a benchmark of this Mac Studio versus our personal Mac Studio that we've been using for like a year.
It's running like Starfield on my PC right now.
I can definitely hear like a fan whine too. I don't know if it makes that noise on the other Mac Studio, but it's like a light humming. Considering the noises it's making and the smells it was giving off, we might have to tear it down all the way to the fan, but we'll see in a minute. All right, guys, so we ran a multi-core test, and we started running a single-core test, but honestly don't think it matters, because if you look at this multi-core test right here, we got a score of 12,367, and we also ran it on Danny's Mac Studio that he uses daily, and he got a 12,377, so this one's only 10 points lower, which is basically the same, essentially. And so, yeah, if there is a bunch of dust or grime or crap in here, then it doesn't really matter because it got the same CPU score. We could do some other tests like running a Final Cut project, like that's something we do daily, but we're probably not gonna do that because these scores just look so similar and aren't seeing any issues here yet. But please let me know down below if you have any ideas, any kind of program you want us to run, any tests you want us to run where, this is a work in progress, trying to just do whatever you guys find interesting, find useful, so let us know down below. And yeah, our next step here is to open this Mac Studio up and take a look at the insides, because I just have a feeling we're going to find something interesting because of the smell we're getting. Log out your mom.
Hold on.
Log out your mom. Your mom's house. Nice. Perfect.
Your mom's public.
This is a professional studio, guys. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up now. All right, guys, my first time opening up a Mac Studio, so we'll see if we can do this right. From the video I briefly watched, you flip it over, and you have to basically peel off this black rubber piece right here, which kind of stabilizes it on a desktop, and then there's a bunch of screws to take out. And our apologies, we don't have an overhead camera right now because thanks to an eBay seller, they decided not to ship our camera mount. It's still not here, so Maybe next video we will, but for now, you just gotta deal with Danny on camera. I guess I'll just try to pry this up. It definitely does not feel like it just easily comes up. I swear I watched the iFixit guy and it just like, they were just like, oh.
I don't know if I can catch that on camera. Look at that security hole. You see it?
Oh yeah, ooh, gross. Okay, yeah, we're gonna find some goodies in here. Wait, there it goes. Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, come on. I love how it just leaves all this nasty glue here. Hopefully it goes back together decently. All right, guys, so it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Torx screws. Okay, now how do I just dump it? Oh, all right. Maybe is that what that's for? Ooh, gross. It's got the dust in like the design of the holes there, which is, I guess, not really surprising. This right here, I believe, is on the other side of this plate right here is the power supply. So let's go ahead and take that out as well. There we go. All right, so here's the power supply, and that thing is pretty dusty. Now, yeah, you can see in here, it's definitely very dusty. Obviously, we've seen worse. We've seen the Desert PS3 before, but this right here is, yeah, I guess we'll keep going here. At this point, we might as well go all the way because we need to clean it out anyway if we're gonna actually use this thing. Pretty sure this is like a, X-clamp basically, yeah, like kind of like an Xbox X-clamp. All right, guys, so after some hard debates, we decided not to tear this thing all the way down because if you take a look here, there's so many tiny little screws. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to take all the screws out, and the fact is, we know this thing is dusty. We don't really need to go further down to see that, and Mac Studio's just like, don't overheat. So what we're gonna do is take this thing outside and just blow it out and show you all the dust coming out so that you can kind of get the effect. But one other thing to point out here is there's, you got your SSD right here. You also can put another one right there, but of course, because of Apple, I don't think you actually can. Maybe you can nowadays. I haven't looked into it in a long time, but just something to point out. Let me know down below if you got any other info about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and blow this thing out and see what kind of dust comes out. All right, guys, so the blowout was a little anticlimactic. There wasn't actually as much dust that blew out as we thought there would be, but it is a lot cleaner now, and that actually, worked pretty well. So this thing's good to go now. I am pretty pleased with the purchase. It wasn't, I was a little skeptical at first with the whole packaging and how, or I should say a lack of packaging, but it ended up being a pretty decent deal for the cheapest, M1 Mac Studio on eBay. So let me know down below what you guys think, and thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.